All right, we're back another Wednesday on the Rabble. We are excited for our people around the world, but most importantly, we are excited that you have chosen to watch Our Black Media this Wednesday afternoon. I don't know where my crew might be, but I guess we're getting close to July 4th. So, you know, in United States, July 4th is quite to celebrate. I know that's the wrong tense, but so I see we got a number of people watching. Good to see you all, Jeffrey. Good to see you all. Where are you all watching from? Drop a comment. Tell us where you all are watching from. We're almost up to 300 viewers. Where are you all watching from? All right. So hopefully my crew will join us as we get going throughout the night. But we have an agenda. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, sir? Ma'am. What's going on, peoples? Where are you all watching from? Hopefully my crew will join us soon. But until then, the show must go on. I'm Dr. R.G. Bryant, your host tonight, right now by myself, but I also get the opportunity to work with the Watchdogs on Saturday, as well as on Sunday, Political Spectrum. We have the God of Life, the Angel of Life. What's going on?
Doing fine.
Hey, we were rocking and rolling. They said you had to fly, make a special stop to talk to God. What did he tell you?
God said that the best high school in Savannah, Chapman County, Georgia, and the world for that matter, is Church of Jenkins High School. That's what God said.
Oh my goodness!
God said, I'm part of the class of eternity, infinity. That's what God said. HBJ.
Oh, okay. All right. That's okay. You know, he must have forgotten. Well, I know why he didn't say Windsor, because they're building a brand new Windsor Forest, so I know that's what it was.
And God said that if anybody else said anything different, then they're damned to hell. They are damned to hell. They are damned to hell.
Well, we're gonna work on that. Really quick before I forget, Teray, this week, a number of people may not know, but Mama celebrated 93 years.
Right, yes, sir.
93 years old, Savannah State University graduate, and Lady of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, where she is at Savannah State. I can't remember that chapter's name.
Gamma Upsilon
chapter. So shout out to them as well. So 93 years on this earth. But I guess we'll start our agenda in a minute, but let me play this clip and let's see what's going on. We know Atlanta was dealing with some water issues, but let's see where we are. Let's play this clip right quick.
Many people are struggling in the city of Atlanta today after several massive water main breaks led to a 2-day water outage. It shut down businesses and left faucets dry. A lot of people were very angry with the local government's response time. Dave Malkoff has more from Atlanta.
Crews worked around the clock this weekend to repair several water main breaks. The first burst erupted Friday morning near downtown Atlanta.
There was a decay. It's just the pipe, the age of the pipe.
Later that night, another big water pipe broke in Midtown Atlanta, leaving many of the 1.2 million people served by the city's water system with no clean water to drink.
We ain't got no water. I got a newborn. We've been having to do all kind of stuff to get some water.
I want to point you to one specific aspect of this. You see that 25-mile-an-hour speed limit sign back there? That shows you the speed and the power of the water coming out of the street. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens issued a state of emergency on Saturday as city officials face criticism for a more than 12-hour gap in updating residents on the situation.
This kind of disruption is uncomfortable for sure and unpredictable, and we actually definitely understand your frustration.
Rapper Megan Thee Stallion's concert on Sunday went on as planned after her shows on Friday and Saturday nights at State Farm Arena were canceled.
That's really crazy that a major city in the U.S. is going this long without no water.
Right now, the city is telling residents to boil their water, and most water has been restored to homes and businesses.
We got a couple big pots on the stove, just boiling it, cooling it, boiling it, cooling it. Can't trust the city water right now.
Remember that geyser that you saw just blowing over the street sign? Well, by the time we got here this morning, it was down to half of that. And now, behind me, they've got it down to basically nothing. They're actually removing equipment here, Tony, that is a relief for people here in Atlanta.
There's some good news.
So, I've done my own research on this because I've lived in Atlanta for 3 years. What they found out was they have over 100-year-old, pipes down there, a system that's kind of old. And a lot of people like to, we all think about just our area, but I know in Chatham County and around the nation, we got the same issue where pipes and all of that are old. As a matter of fact, here in Chatham County, we have a young lady by the name of Monica Bowles running, and we know that the infrastructure here in Savannah, Chatham County, isn't great. And so what are your thoughts? I mean, we got a lot to do, but the problem is we got people who don't take it seriously, and then when it becomes a problem, then we are where we are. So what's your take on that?
I mean, people think that Atlanta is a major city. Flint, Michigan is a major city. Flint, Michigan, the capital of Mississippi, and that is what we know as Jackson, Mississippi. They also had issues. So again, I'm like, we understand this is happening and we got to address it. But imagine the issues with regards to black cities, majority black cities, and that this is what goes on. And then you look at people being punitive about some of that. So I'm like saying, hey, listen, we got to do better.
Yeah.
We got to do better. And that's the power with regards to us, the people who we elect and put in office, people who we allow to get in office, because when you don't vote, guess what? You allow those people to get in there. So yes. Mm-hmm.
That's it. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? We got to unmute for us.
How's everybody?
We are good, and I'm not going to do this to you every week, but because you are a new addition to our crew, tell the people who you are.
Hi, everybody. I am Cozy from New Jersey. Just been here about 3 years. I came down here to be a grandma, and that's pretty much my life for now. Just an old grandma, and I'm here to do 3 things. Coach knows what they are, and that's to listen, learn, and teach.
Yes. So we love for you to teach. We engaged last week, but tell me what part of New Jersey?
Bergen County, Hackensack.
Okay, all right, awesome. Well, we know you have been a major contribution, and so good to have you. Good to have you. So
good to be here.
All right. We got Houston, Texas, baby.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, Dr. Jamal. Hello, Chandra.
We were talking about Mom's 93rd birthday, and we gave a shout out to the Gamma Upsilon chapter, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which, Chandra, I don't know, did you come through that chapter or did you come through another chapter?
Chandra frozen?
Yeah, she frozen.
Yeah, she right? Real bad.
All right. So, y'all, what's going on, Bernard?
What's going on, man?
Messy.
I was texting y'all messy. That's why I put it up there.
But
getting this link, all that.
The angel of God said because you did not go to H.B. Jenkins High School that you were not allowed on the show.
I didn't go to Cheetah. Shit, man.
I didn't like that either, Bernard. So that wasn't me.
Messy.
That wasn't me.
What's up, Jamon?
All right.
Hey, Sonya.
Guys, who sent out the link?
Huh? Well, I didn't know. All I did was get on the host. I didn't know it wasn't sent out. So
okay. Can somebody send it to my email?
Blame that on the God of our life.
Can somebody send that to my email, please?
It should have gone. It should be in there.
The same thing happened to me.
It's not here.
Let's see.
Yeah. Well, y'all here. Yeah, y'all here. But listen, all right. First thing on the agenda. First of all, let's do this. Anybody got any hot topics? What I mean by hot topics, in the first 10 to 15 minutes, we knock out the first hot topic. So anybody got something hot? We were just talking about the Atlanta water issue. Bernard got pissed off and went down there and kicked them pipes, and people ain't got no water.
My water fine. I'm in Marietta.
Megan Thee Stallion couldn't show her breasts, and he got real hot, and so that's what happened.
Yeah, I see Megan in Marietta. Hey, I got water in Marietta. I don't know. I ain't got nothing to do with Atlanta.
He was mad. He was mad.
But that's crazy, man. Now, come on now. Really? I mean, all those people, you know, without no water, and it's like people don't really care. I guarantee you, if it was an Alpharetta, Marietta, out there with the other folks at, it wouldn't be no problem. You know what I'm saying? And then the mayor, he coming up here making excuse. What? No excuses, shit. Get it done. Don't give us no excuse. You know, don't give us no excuse, man. It's a shame. A major city like this here, really? Come on now. See, that's the excuse, messy. That's the shit I'm talking about. You know.
Anybody smell Flint?
That's what Teray just brought up, Flint.
You know.
Yeah.
And who's to say the water's safe now?
Yeah.
They got a major problem in Atlanta. They got a major problem.
That's it. All right. What's up in New Jersey? What's the hot spot in New Jersey? The hot issue in New Jersey.
I don't keep up with New Jersey anymore.
No, she's here. She's here.
Come again? I didn't hear that.
What do you keep up with? What area?
Where I live, here in Savannah.
Oh, well, I ain't know. You talking about you was in New Jersey?
No,
she's been on the show for 3 weeks now.
Okay.
I'm from New Jersey, born and raised.
I see what you're saying. I got you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to confuse you. I'm in the 90s.
Well, you know, it ain't hard to confuse RG, but it's okay.
Oh, you look at me.
Have they arrested the former police officer in down in Florida? They did fire him for killing that soldier, but I have not heard yet that they have arrested him.
I haven't either. Yeah.
I'm trying to get an understanding for what's taking so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, but I haven't heard anything. I'm trying to follow that myself as much as I can, but I haven't heard much on that at all. But what's popping off?
What bothers me is that on important issues like this, you know, it'll air for a couple of days, and they look forward to us having amnesia. You know, they look forward to us. Just another black guy killed by the police, you know, or killed, period. You know, and then it's like moving right along. Did everybody get the agenda for this week? Okay.
But yeah, before we go forward, y'all, but I agree with you. That's one of the issues. You just made me forget my thought. Anyway.
They forget about it because we let them forget about it. That's the problem. They forget about it because we let them forget about it. We'll walk for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and then boom. But I guarantee you, let it come to your front door, and it's one of your child or one of your neighbors or one of your, and see what happened.
Nothing's going to change.
You know, hey, let it come to my guy. Oh, excuse me, y'all.
The
had a moment. Had a moment.
No, I said that popo gonna be knocking at your
had a moment. Let it come to my door. Let it come to my door. Hope and pray. Yeah. Let it come to your door and see what happens.
We should always be outraged. And we should be outraged for more than just a day. We should be outraged until justice comes. And I just think that we're too focused on the wrong things. You know, everybody talking about what this person said about Beyonce and what, you know, if Diddy gonna beat his sex charges and all of this type of stuff. But right around us, life is really happening. You know, and things that don't affect as much the people behind the gate, you know, because the the Crumps and the Diddies and those people of the world, they don't really worry about their children opening up their door and being sprayed by the police.
You don't have to.
Because by the time the police is going to their house, the police already know whose house they're going to.
Right.
So they present themselves with a certain type of decorum anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's just regular people,
mm-hmm.
Roger was just a regular, soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to live.
Yeah.
And this white woman walked this man to his door and said, "This is where I think I heard the sounds coming from." And 7 seconds later, he was dead. Let that sink in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? And what kills me is the Crumps and the Jacksons and all of them want to get on it when it's big time, when it's like everybody know about it. But when you go, can you go to a regular person funeral that the cop shot? Can you go to a regular person that they done kill? You know what I'm saying? It's like we allow stuff like this to happen. One thing that happened today, it came on Changes. Now I don't really care for Stephen A. Smith, but he was 100% on point when he said Black America, white America. And that's the first time I ever heard him go off on first take when it came to Kellen Clark and Angela Reed and all that. And I had to back him 100%. He was absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
They benefit for our revenue, okay? And then all of a sudden, that's all we matter for. We can get along at a game for 3 hours. Soon as we get out that game and everything, it go right back to normal. So we putting revenue in their pocket because we playing football, basketball, baseball, rap, all that. Take all that from them, then you take their power away from them.
We don't fight with our dollar. We fight with our tears, crying. We keep printing businesses in business. We buy T-shirts. We buy a bunch of balloons and candles. We keep those people in business. They know we'll go to the voting polls. That almost doesn't mean anything anymore.
It doesn't.
Do you see a bunch of Asians at the polls?
No.
Well,
it doesn't mean anything.
Pause. We don't live in Asian communities.
Well, that's true too.
That's true, but you don't hear
one
talking.
thing that they didn't have to do for their anti-killing Asian people bill and anti-kicking them in the ass and boxing them in the face on your way down the street bill, they didn't have to march not one day. Meanwhile, there was still a whole lynching bill that had never been signed. There's still the police reform bill that will never be signed, but because this is a two-party system that we have, it's like, okay, you gonna vote for one or you gonna vote for the other. One is gonna take you for granted, the other don't like you. So pick.
Well, y'all, let's do a commercial break, and we're going to come back, and I think that's a great segue for our first topic tonight, which is what are the dangers of a second Trump presidency? So we'll be right back.
Have you ever experienced a Juneteenth event? Come out to Port Wentworth and celebrate our second annual Juneteenth Festival. Friday, June 21st from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. Come enjoy our music, our food, our heritage, our culture, and our history. It will be plenty of fun for everyone. Juneteenth is American history. It's a day that we celebrate and remember. It's a day that we look back, but more importantly, a day that we look forward. Join us this June.
All right, we're back. So the first topic tonight, what are the dangers of a second Trump presidency? I think somebody mentioned a minute ago that we have a two-party system, which to me is discriminatory as hell when we have 5 candidates running for president. So, but the question is, what are the dangers of a second Trump presidency? Go.
Thank God he got out of there in time when this COVID was going on. Because if he would have stayed in there, none of us would have been here. It would have killed all of us. And that's facts. That's not, that's facts. Thank God. The only thing I can say that basically Biden have did is got control of the COVID that was killing all our people. Okay. And at the end of the day, anybody that put this man back in office is absolutely a damn fool.
Well, I've never seen a time when a person tells you so much. I mean, he is not one of those hidden figures or anything. He is a whole book, tell-all book. And when he's sitting in front of you telling you, this is what I'm going to do on my first 100 days. This is what I'm going to do on my first day in office. And this is what I want to do in my second day in office. And by the time 100 days, I mean, and if him telling you that he wants to be a dictator and he wants to cartel our Constitution, which he's never read, I mean, when he's telling you all that, but then you're just saying, you have a lot of white people saying, oh, he's just playing with words. No, this is how Hitler was able to pull off the Holocaust. And y'all need to recognize, I'm just saying.
Go ahead, Jamar.
Well, people are now saying if Trump is elected, what will be the new crime that he will commit? That right now they know Trump is about to commit some other crime. What will be the new crime that he will be committing? So even being president, just like on Chandra, that again, he's going to commit crimes. He will be down with committing crimes. And so this is the person that we want to elect as president of the United States. And that's a sad statement on many citizens of the United States who are Caucasian and Negroes and Asians and Latinos who go along with that craziness. All people who say that they're mixed also, all of those who support that. So again, you're aiding and abetting a criminal.
Yeah.
If the question is, what's the danger of another Trump presidency? I say, I don't see that it would change the last 4 years. What's going to change? The worst communities across this land are democratic cities.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing that gets me.
Wait. Go back. Because she said something. She said the word. Say it again.
The worst communities, and by worst, I'm referring to inner city communities, right? Are mainly democratic cities or democratic states.
Well, I challenge that.
Okay,
because
please.
My question to you is that if they systematically in these cities, if they systematically create a system where it's increased poverty, under education, uneducating our people, and um, and not giving us access to things to start to the funding to start businesses, whereas we have we have the know-how to run the businesses, but they allow the Asians and the Indians and all
Yeah, they're
to come
incentivized.
into our communities and and fund off of us. Because if there's a store right up the street from you, but you don't have access to cars and things like that, you know, you don't have reliable transportation,
Right.
you're going to go to what is close.
Correct.
So systematically, they have made these inner cities the underclass. You know,
well, and it's funny.
What's the answer to that? Because I don't think that anybody raises their hands and says, I want to be a Democrat and I want to be in an area where there's increased crime, poverty, and undereducation.
With that, I
Well,
say, how can we? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
let me offer this for you all really quick, and this is a reality. I would like for us to shift it into a policy conversation, right? And so one of the things that we do know, policy-wise, because your question was, what's going to happen to our inner city neighborhoods? We do know, and I'm going to play a video on this in a minute, that Trump advocated for what we call opportunity zone, which then gives leverage and license to people that don't look like us to come into our neighborhoods because there's opportunity to what? Redevelop. And let me just play this clip for you all, because I think you brought up you raised a question that's important. We right now in the city of Savannah have jumped into this opportunity zone thing with a different name on it. But let me just play this clip because I think you hit something on the nail. You hit the nail on the head with that, and it's detrimental to our communities.
The December 2017 tax reform bill introduced the Qualified Opportunity Zone, or QOZ, program. It's designed to drive economic growth in thousands of designated areas across the United States. It's also a way for investors to make a lot of money tax-free. Step 1, take any recent capital gains and contribute them into a Qualified Opportunity Fund, or QOF. Don't worry, you don't pay tax on your capital gains at this point. That tax liability is deferred for up to 7 years. This QOF, the fund, then invests in real property or businesses located in those designated Qualified Opportunity Zones, QOZs. Here's where the unique setup of the program starts to benefit investors. If you keep your investment in the fund for 5 years, a full 10% of the original tax liability is forgiven for good. Hold it for another 2 years, the government forgives a total of 15%. We've saved the best for last. Here is where the real payoff comes in. If you hold your fund investment for a total of 10 years, then all appreciation or gain in your investment is totally 100% tax-free. That's right, tax-free. Now, any investment carries risk, and there are some unique considerations with opportunity zone investing. First, not all QOZs are created equal. A mixed-use real estate development project in downtown Scottsdale, Arizona, has a much better return profile and lower risk than, say, building a retail center on farmland in rural Montana. Second, in order to qualify, the fund must substantially improve the assets it buys. The only real estate deals that meet this requirement are ground-up developments, new construction, or major renovations. These projects are much harder to execute and riskier than just buying an existing building with cash flow. Beware of groups without any development experience who are pitching you on an opportunity zone deal. Third, while the tax compliance is ultimately the investor's responsibility, you will be relying on the fund operator to keep you on track and make sure you end up with the maximum benefit. Look for groups experienced in managing investor capital. Lastly, beware of groups ready to take your money and go find good opportunity zone deals. You will be the one left.
We got a thing here in Savannah y'all called the fairgrounds. Perfect example of the idiocy idiots that we have in charge that will fall for victims. But that answers your question right there. That's the danger
So
of Trump's presidency.
I watched that. So RG, you have to do this here. You have to break it down.
Yeah.
Like we kindergarten. And a lot of Americans don't even understand that. They don't understand. So you have to break it down like we kindergarten. Maybe Mark can break it down, or RG can break it down like we kindergarten to really understand what the video just said. Because at the end of the day,
Ms. Cozy, let me ask you: you want to break it down, or Jamal? Because
my brains.
We let Jamal break it down to like we kindergarten to people that's watching.
Voice. I'm all about different voice.
Yeah, it's different voice. I mean, that again is allow them to come in and that they are able to make wealth off of us. I mean, I'm just saying it's just that simple. But what it comes down to is, again, the people who we elect to put in office, that the wealthy looks out for the wealthy. And that most people who, and again, the wealthy folks who support Trump understand that they're going to have advantages. And that's why they do that. And they don't have any problem using poor Caucasians who are upset and don't even understand who they should be upset with. They shouldn't be upset with black folks or people of color. They need to be upset with people who look just like them. But they don't make that bridge like that. So, that one thing they got to do is just hold on an investment. And guess what? Where Bernard will be punished for something like that. Because Bernard don't have to, they come at you about your taxes and other stuff like that. They punishing you, but they give them advantages. Because again, they have access to the capital. That's what some things Sean was saying. That again, for us, we are restricted from having that type of access. Because again, they put the barriers in place. And I'm not saying that we can't get it. We can get it, but they put the barriers in place. And people don't like to talk about that. And essentially what that is, all it is, just to let you know, it's affirmative action and it's welfare for the rich, for the wealthy. So it is welfare for the wealthy, but then we hear welfare, we think about poor people, and then we want to crucify them, and tell them how they lazy and other stuff like that. Here goes, you have the wealthy who they don't go and generate jobs and other stuff like that. They keep the money for themselves and their families.
Yeah, and prime example. Okay, now I'm gonna break it down to the true story. You go in West Savannah. I was raised up in West Savannah. It been nothing but people that look like me in West Savannah. Okay, so what happened was those developers came in West Savannah and they took my grandma, not me now, they took other people's grandmama houses that was left to the kids. And they gave them $20,000 or $30,000, like that's money. No, that's $20 and $30. And they went and brought up every houses in West Savannah and turned it into a rainbow coalition. And what that means is you got white folks stay in West Savannah, Asians stay in West Savannah, black folks stay, and the Asian houses and the white houses is just as better than the people who already been staying in those houses. And see, the kids are selling their parents' houses to these good-for-nothing developer that Van Johnson allowed them to do that. And then let me tell you another one. You got Scan came in and took every property that you can name in Savannah, Georgia, and they sold it to them, and they ruining Savannah, Georgia. I seen so many white folks on Bull Street. And all the folks on the south side, it's like the south side moved the white folks downtown, in town, and then the black folks moved out to the south side. They moved in Point Whitworth, they moved in Pooler, and then they're leaving a handful of black folks to survive. That's absolutely wrong. Stop voting for people that look like us, because they don't have our damn back. I'm telling you right now. Trust me on that.
Say it again. Please, Messi.
Let me offer this. So going back to your question,
yes.
Let me go back to Cozy's question. So that's the danger of a Trump presidency, is that they come into our areas, black areas, and it's opportunity. It's an opportunity to push us out. What Bernard just said. In particular, I did a video last night, speaking to that case, because we see this in American cities all over. We saw Smalls talking about this the other day. Well, we have people like Estella Shabazz who are ignorant and will bend over backwards and get in bed with, and what I mean by get in bed, make deals with developers like people who are not qualified to do this work, right? They don't have the money to do this work. So what does the city do? As ignorant as our mayor and that alderwoman can be, they go and they give them $1.9 billion to develop, even though they're being indicted in that result. So we got, like you all said, we got to be careful and hold people to fire, like all the people and county commissioners and county chairmen like Chester Ellis who don't get it either, to make sure that we don't, even though we got these Trump policies, right? That we got safeguards in place and stop being African American folk who's number one being scared, but number two, stop eating out of a. You can't feed every cat. Stop feeding all these cats.
Yeah,
right? Because you're gonna have stray developers around, and that's what we got going on right now.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. That's why I put in there messy, because RG is explaining it to you in political correct, but not in a good way. I'm explaining it to you where we can understand it. They do it because they allow us. They'll give us a little hamburger to shut us up, and those folks over there eating damn steak, okay, to make it make sense. And then with Van Johnson and Chester Ellis, I'm gonna call them out. I don't, those young men, I don't care for those young men. They in the system. They destroyed what's going on in Savannah, Georgia, that don't even look like Savannah, Georgia no more. You got everybody coming from the north that they can afford the $2,000 and the $3,000 apartment because they used to paying $5,000 and $6,000 in New York, New Jersey, and all that. So the show tonight is be messy and tell the truth, because we got black folks down here don't understand what the video he just showed. But I guarantee you they understand what I'm explaining to them. Stop selling your mama and your grandmama and all them property for $20 and $30. That's what it is, $20 and $30. $20,000 is $20, $30,000 is $30. And ain't nobody, trust me, ain't nobody get my grandmama house or my mama house in West Savannah.
So whose fault is that?
Keep it going.
Whose fault is that? Is that the Republicans' fault? Whose fault is that? Is that the Republicans' fault?
Listen, it's not a Republican, it's not a Democrat.
No,
it's black folks' fault. Ain't no Republican, ain't no Democrat.
And it's not being educated, for one thing.
Because
on 38th Street, between Bull and Whitaker, those houses, remember back in the day when those houses went down, Bernard, in that area, it was a David supermarket, and then it was Shive's package shop, and up in there, those were townhouses that had gone down. Do you know that those townhouses, row houses, and I'm not talking about a little bit of them, I'm talking about all of them. They sold a whole city block for $15,000. A whole, let that marinate into your spirit. They sold a whole city block for $15,000. And I bet you $1 for a dime right now, Cozy, if you go on 38th Street, and they did this on all the streets from 38th on back to Victory Drive. So all of those little row houses and stuff like that, they did it to all of these. It was a package deal, you know, that they were selling them for $15,000. All of those houses, just with a little bit of paint on them, and maybe the carpet has gotten replaced. Now those houses that we were renting for $400 or $500 a month, to $2,500 to $3,600 a month.
Easy.
Now, who got off like a fat rat? Who stole? And then let me go back to West Savannah, where y'all mayor Van Johnson created a investment group and started buying up houses with the mayor prior to him, Otis Johnson. All of them were in this investment group. So it's not their names on it, but they done bought up all of these little houses for $5,000, $10,000 and sat on them. And they led to a lot of the dilapidation in the area because they never would fix up the properties that they were buying because they knew they knew that gentrification was coming. Okay, so they have already crafted out their retirement off the backs of the slaves and the former slaves that lived in that area. It's deplorable what our own people will do to us. And the reason why they didn't want to save the weeping time is because they have too much investment over there. And won't nobody want to buy their properties after a while, because they've been just sitting on it. They don't need the money. Van making over $180,000 with the county, and then he was making he's been with the council for so long, he's making a whole lot of money. Okay, so he didn't have to sell that property. They all they want to do is just hold on to it, and they don't want a homeless shelter or they don't want anything really on the weeping time that can distract from what is going to be their money. And that's where we look at white folk and we be just like, oh, look at all the unethical stuff, but look how our own people these are our own people that's wearing our uniforms but not playing on our damn team.
There you go. Amen on that.
I love that.
How do we solve that?
Drop
From dinner table to dinner table to dinner table. How do we solve that?
You know how we settle that? Stop blaming the white folk. Stop blaming the Asian. Stop blaming Puerto Rican and
Democrats and Republicans. Right.
And Republican and the Democrat and Mexican. Stop blaming everybody for our downfall. Our downfall started in our community. Just like she said, Otis Johnson and Van and all of them got a developer company and just buying everything and all that. Until we start what look like us and come to the table, then it gonna always be like that. I'm tired of us blaming everybody for our downfall. Our downfall is our damn downfall. Period.
Exactly. Because when we get into a door, instead of holding the door for others to come in, we block the door, we shut the door closed, we bolt the damn door because we only feel like the 1%ers of the black people can come in, or I don't want nobody getting a dime over what I got. I don't want to share information. I don't want to. I don't want to do anything that would uplift a group of the ones that's coming in that I could. You know how they say we stand on the shoulders of giants. Well, the people in our generation, see that was the older generation, the civil rights generation. They knew that we stand on the shoulder of giants.
Correct.
But in our generation, the 70s on down, they are kicking people off the goddamn shoulders. They don't want nobody trying to get up from them being a pacemaker, a path setter. And I feel like it should be some type of it's an atrocity to God and everything that he has taught us. If we as people, I always in my job, I'm a manager. So and I'm a manager at NASA. So I'm always trying to see how, because I see how all the white folk done brought all these people in.
Right.
I can bring some of my people in.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
always looking for opportunities. And if you are not looking for an opportunity to open the door for another person, shame on you, Black person.
Right. Go ahead, Cozy.
And
then RG.
No, I totally agree. It bothers me, and I'll use small business and liquor license in Savannah is one. It bothers me that we have an alderwoman who has a small business, a Black business, small business, but will not advocate for other small Black businesses, who will not support the advancement of the other small Black businesses, but will go downtown and make sure she pads her pockets with developers like Greg Parker, so that Greg Parker can get what he wants. But people like Two Chefs get shut down because Two Chefs ran against Dietrich. People like Kim's Cafe can't excel because you and Yusuf don't want nobody else to have no part of the cake but y'all. It bothers me that we have that going on. Then you go downtown and you got a council that looks like us who will make sure Black businesses can't get liquor license. But right next door, you're going to build an Aldi where they're going to sell wine. It bothers me that we got ignorant ass Black folk in these cities. And it's not just Savannah.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
I got my eye on you too.
No, it is
It's
not.
all
You
over.
gotta do better.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cozy.
No, I was just going to say, from a fraternal point of view, we all know they put our faces up front for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the people that put them there, I'm not talking about voters, I'm talking about people that run the world. This is a big Freemason city. That they only allow them, listen, we'll give you this, but the rest of this is for us. They're not going to let them just run roughshod in here. Take the city, it's yours. We want to see your people do well and get back to where. Come on.
I agree with you.
I told you when I went to the tax sale, I could count how many Black heads I saw out there. That's why I was shocked when I learned that the mayor was Black. I couldn't believe it.
Okay.
And
now, whose fault is that?
And Cozy just became a Mason.
Yeah.
And the only reason why he became a Mason is to be attached to another, another organization. He's not going to do any work in it, but he's just going to pay his dues.
Well, it's also a compromise they have to make when they do that, when they pledge, when they make sacrifices, right? There's certain things they have to do to get in. Once you get in, you will have favor.
Yeah.
You'll have favor.
And
that's a fact.
I don't believe, and any Freemason can challenge me on this, but I don't believe that Van Johnson did what it took to get into the Freemasons. I believe his status and his money got him in there. But I don't believe, I just don't believe that he did what it really took, because my daddy was a Freemason. And
the Black Freemasons and the Prince Hall and the White Masons are very different, because they don't allow Prince Hall or other Black Masons into some of their ceremonies and conversations. They could come to ours, and they do, but there are some that'll shut off. Sorry,
but
you can get.
If I could change the conversation really quick, let me offer this, because on vulnerable communities the other day. And I don't know if y'all know Pastor Leonard Smalls, one of the smartest men alive in Savannah, one of the most gifted. Just I love Pastor Smalls, and he talked about the fact that we've got to start pooling our resources, and what that means is we've got this. We don't have to be the top echelon of politics students. We can pool our resources and buy our communities back. We can build our own community gardens. We can do this. And let's kind of do our final thoughts on that, and then we'll go to our next topic after the commercial break. But go ahead, final thoughts on that topic.
I think one of the solutions, because we've talked about the problems, one of the solutions is home ownership. You know, that part of my life is over. So when I sold my last home and moved here 3 years ago, I wasn't interested in going that route anymore. If the refrigerator starts running, I can call the main office and it's over with, right? But my children know the value of home ownership.
Yeah.
Right? I really believe if we start there, kitchen table to kitchen table to kitchen table. Property, that's why they call it real estate. God ain't making no more. And when you have land, you control what happens on that land. Not if you're in a subdivision or something like that. But that's it. I'm gonna land right there. Yeah. Home ownership or land ownership, I believe, is key in our progression and sticking together and fighting with dollars and not with ballots.
Yeah. My thing is this. I'm kind of puzzled, RG. Maybe you can make this make sense. So Montgomery Crossing, I guess, it had a bunch of trash built up for the last 3 or 4 months. Okay. So the people, instead of they calling the person that's over the 5th district or whatever, they call Alicia. And when they call Alicia got on it. It was horrible. Racks and everything was outside his apartment complex. And my thing is this. Why you calling Alicia? Why you didn't call Sabaz? But Sabaz was there when Alicia went live to get the straighten out. Yeah. So basically, Alicia was doing Sabaz's job, and then the next hour or 2 hours, the whole place it was cleaned up.
Let me offer this, and Mr. Brown will back me up.
Make it make sense.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Brown.
A district alder person should be the first person you contact. But because for how many years, 16 years, she has done absolutely nothing but fry that dead fish over there. That's why people don't call her. The only people that can call her Stella are her friends, which is why last night I did my video. They are so dead set angry with me in the neighborhood I grew up in that they treat me like trash. Force me out of a vice presidentship and treat me like trash. That's one thing. But the reason why they have to file apart Poplar Place, if you're in Liberty City and you her friend, you're fine. If you're not in Liberty City, she ain't doing no work for you. So they got to call Alicia, and they had to call Keisha. That's just the way it is. If I'm lying, prove me wrong. Come on the show. But you can't, because I'm telling the truth. And it's sad because she's downright nasty, evil, and orchestrated behind the scenes to get me put out of office that was elected by the people of the community. But then you put somebody who don't even live in the dang on community as president. Make it make sense.
First and foremost,
Charlie Brown in the room.
You too can. First and foremost, as always, hello, boys and ladies.
How you doing?
Good evening.
Good to have you ladies here tonight to help, I guess, sweeten the show up a little bit, because we can be very sour. But to answer the question, which you was discussing, Bernard, is Alethea Blakely is at large. So she is like the mayor at large. Her and now it's Carol Bell. And you can go to the at large, and what that large person can do is go in. But Robert was absolutely right. The first person just try to go to your representative. But for some reason, you can just go to at large, because they like the assistant mayor throughout the city, because they run citywide.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'm glad you make it make sense.
Yeah, they run citywide. The two, post number 1 and post number 2, they run citywide. They're all over every place. What I'm saying it's Van Johnson and then the two at large. Not the mayor pro tem, not necessary, because the mayor pro tem is just the assistant to the mayor. If the mayor is not there, that person will conduct the meeting. And then if that person is the mayor pro tem is not there, then the vice chairman, then they conduct the meeting. And to my knowledge, one of the at large, if the three are not there, one of the large polls one, either polls two, will conduct the meeting.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So it was more like breaking it down. So one more question, then we can move on, because a lot of people, the question that I'm asking you, it was a lot of people want to know. So what is the city manager job? What is the city manager job?
Okay. The city manager job basically is to run the 2,500 employees of the city of Savannah. The mayor and the auto people, they make policies and rules and regulations for the city manager for him to hand out. The mayor just couldn't go up to a department head and say, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. He go through the city manager, because that's the city manager job to run the entire city. But policies and ordinance and stuff, they vote on it and we give him. The only person the city manager worked for is the mayor and the council. And the council. And the only person can fire him is 5 votes. If they come in, somebody put it on the floor, make a proposal, and say, we don't like what you've been doing, whatever, and he get 5 votes, they can dismiss him on the spot. No explanation or anything. And the only person the mayor and the council people have in charge of is the clerk of council, the attorney, and the city manager. They do have authority over those people. The rest, the city manager runs everything in the city. And he get paid, I guess I'm just ballparking, the people know his salary. It's close to probably with benefit, $325. Right. I might be a little bit off.
That's correct. Yeah, he's
about $325,000 a year.
Yeah, that's about right. Now, if we could position, because I think this is a great point Bernard brought up. If you could, we know in DeKalb County, because every government is different, but I want to compare it, Mr. Brown, to DeKalb County with Michael Thurman, and he is the CEO of DeKalb County. It's a different model. So if we could just juxtaposition it against that, so people can see a different type of government.
I will give you a different right quick.
Okay.
Actually, Chester Ellis is the CEO, if you want to say, of Chatham County. He is the highest officer in Chatham County. He is actually higher than the mayor of Savannah, Georgia. But the mayor have more prestige, because when the president land the plane, they don't ask for the chairman or the county commissioner or the CEO. They ask for the mayor of the city, of the largest city in this area. I hope I'm answering what y'all.
Because government can become a lot.
See, Chester Ellis is the CEO. The judges, the sheriff, the tax commissioner, all get budget and money from them.
Yeah,
and they get state gives certain officers money, but they still get budget from the chairman. And the chairman and his commissioner vote on how much or whatever they're going to give each of the judges.
Yeah. Only thing I seen Chester Ellis do, and I've been in Savannah for a year and had to go, is ride around in his car, put his chest out, and got a nerve to dictate what Talking Wolverine reunion dictate where we park at. That's the only thing I see that man do. And like I tell y'all, just because it look like us ain't for us. Ellis ain't for us. Johnson ain't for y'all, and it is what it is. It is what it is.
I think Bernard, what I find interesting is that you got a valid point. What you try to do I'm not saying you're right, but you got a valid point. Are you with me? I'm saying what you try to do is elect people that's going to represent you and represent your views. I think when a candidate is running for office, a candidate should ask you in your community, what can I do for you? That's what it should. But a lot of times the candidate come in and tell you their agenda. And I get upset at that because a candidate should come in and say, what are some of your needs? Is it paving street, collecting garbage? Because don't forget, they're a public service of the people.
It's an exchange.
Right.
Yeah.
So y'all, we're gonna go to a commercial break and we're gonna change this tune. We're gonna talk about marriage when we come back. We're gonna talk about marriage. Right.
Come out to Port Wentworth on June 21st and celebrate Juneteenth with us. Bring the kids, your family, and your friends and enjoy a day of entertainment, history, culture, and fun. Don't forget, the Port Wentworth Juneteenth Festival is June 21st in Port Wentworth.
All right, y'all, we are back. Give me one moment. I'm gonna play this clip for us. So if I can get it going, hold on. Let me see if I can get it going, y'all. Well, we won't worry about the clip, I don't think. But Mr. Brown, I want you to start this off because I think of all of us, you might have a little you might have
insight on marriage because I've been married going on 53 years.
Yeah, let me give you the question though. So have African Americans been so busy? No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Here it is. Okay. Vivica Fox sacrificed marriage and having children for her career. So she wanted to do her career. She's at 59 and wants to date and marry. Do you feel that many professional Black women are doing this? And what's the positive and negative outcomes? With that, why are we not encouraging our young people to get married and all that good? So go.
I think I'm not saying it's a loaded question because, it's a part of the show. The problem is it's a sacrifice they give up. They have to know they're not going to have no children. They're not going to be eligible for a lot of individuals who want kids because they don't want a kid, I'm pretty sure, at 60 years old. I think a lot of Black women are in tune into getting their education and getting degrees over making marriage and family priority. And then when they get 50, even the late 40s, 50s and 60s, they want to reach out and say, I want to get married, but their rate of marriage drop because for the fact that most guys want a family, and that's what a building a family. But at the same time, if the guy don't want a family and he just want to be married to a companion, I think that'll work. But I'm saying her options are very limited because it just ain't going to happen. Vivica Fox is an actress or whatever. She probably can catch someone, but it's very difficult because I hate to be cruel, but it's like you can buy a new tire and get a lot of mileage, and she's a used tire that got a lot of miles on it.
Hey.
And if that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. I mean, I'm trying to be fair as possible.
But I think Bernard might, I think if Vivica roll up in Bernard's house, I don't know. I think he might get that used tire.
Nah, hey.
He likes toes. He likes toes.
All my tires are used. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me break it down to you. White folks teach their kids to get married out of high school. Let's break it down now. White folks teach their kids to get married out of high school, so they can get that husband, so they can get that security. Black women was taught how to take care of themselves. Okay, so they have that attitude. I can take care of myself. I don't need no man. Oh, you don't need no man now, but you need a man when you call in to ask me to pay for your phone bill, ask me to pay your house note, ask me to pay your water bill. You need a man then, But all of a sudden, you don't need a man when you're talking about getting married. So that's the difference. White folks teach their little girls, their little Beckies, to get married as soon as you leave out that damn house at 18. Black
Or
folks
right
teach
after
their
college.
black folks teach their kids, their daughters how to, oh, you can do by yourself or you can do that. And that's facts. That ain't nothing I'm bringing up. That's just facts.
I would say that mindset comes from a single parent household. Most people that I know or in my circle, I don't think we were taught that.
What
We
was y'all
weren't taught that.
What was y'all taught?
To value marriage. That's what was displayed in my group, in my church, in my Girl Scouts, in just our community, my parents' community. I'll put it like that. That I don't need no man. That just wasn't spoken in our household. It wasn't spoken in my mother's and father's friends' household. It just, that wasn't the case. So I really think that's more of a, I don't want to say project mentality or Section 8 mentality, but I think it's birthed out of that whole welfare thing where they separated us and the women could get a unit in a project. You have more children, we'll give you a bigger check, but you can't have a man here. I think we're seeing the effects of that, where women, unfortunately, we're almost taught not to rely on our men because the government is going to take care of it. You know, years ago, about 15, 20 years ago, they made a music video, some young women, my baby daddy is the government, my baby daddy is the government. You know, it was a joke, but it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
You understand? Go ahead.
I don't know.
Sonia, would you like to piggyback on
Go ahead,
that?
Sonia. Go ahead, Sonia.
Well, you're right. We were
Uncle Bruno.
not we were not cultivated, you know, when we were younger to dream of the white picket fence,
right,
or the, you know, or having
apple pie, 2 babies,
you know, having this glamorous wedding and all that type of stuff. But I think that we should be talking to our children instead of encouraging them. Oh, you know, when our children come to us and say, well, I want to move in with, you know, Jim, you know, we should be saying, wait. How is you moving in with Jim or Jim moving in with you going to promote security? How is it going to promote a partnership? Because that's what a marriage is. You know,
supposed to be.
Marriage is a contract.
Yes.
Based on the fact that we want to build a life together. We want to build something together. And I watched the best of them, Charlie and Charlena. You know, they were my guides when I was in my 20s. And they were working side by side in the business together, in businesses. And then they brought their children into the world, and then they bought their homes, and now they're at the
twilight of the years.
Yeah, they're at their twilight years,
which is a beautiful time.
It's hard to, you know, it's going to be hard for the Vivicas of this world, the Janet Jacksons, and all of them, because if you don't have somebody that cares enough, Charlena, I don't care whether Charlie is all night or 5 minutes. Charlena loves Charlie.
Right.
And if
I heard it was
Charlie
3
was
minutes. I heard it was 3 minutes.
if Charlie was out there looking for somebody right now, he's not going to find somebody that wants to deal with gout and all the other.
Damn.
All the other.
Lord have mercy.
Older age.
You absolutely right.
She's keeping it real. I had a bout of gout last night. She's keeping it real.
I think she, not trying to come to the defense, but I think she's absolutely right.
Yes.
All my mourning and groaning, all my pain. We've been married. It'll be 53 years, December the 8th, coming up this year.
Beautiful.
We had our ups and downs, disagreement.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we life partners. It's my companion. Like she said, we ran the business together. We ran the restaurant, the entrepreneur center. We done work with the county, workshops, and we have worked together. And now we take care of each other. We get up in the age, and you need that. I'm not just saying Vivian Fox is not going to find that, but I'm saying it'll be a little more difficult. Her stock isn't what it was that she was in her 30s. And I'm serious, 25. Your stock is high. Listen, from 20 years old to 29, your stock is real high. And again, I tell women all the time, I say, don't live with a guy, and guys will get upset at me. Don't live with a guy 4 or 5 of your best of your years if he's not going to marry you. Because for the fact that you need to say when you gonna put a ring on my finger and ask me to marry you. Whether
But
you
I
stay married for a long time, for what, you know?
Exactly.
But it's like this here too. It's like, okay, prime example. I've been married for 37 years. Me and my wife been together for 40 years until she passed away, right? And so it's like this here. I don't get approached because I'm single. I don't get approached by Vivica Fox and no age. I get approached by 20, 21, 22. I get approached by young girls, young ladies. And I think what happened was that generation where, babies was having babies. Like you got pregnant when you was 13 years old and you had a baby and the man left you. So I think that's what, let me clear something up. That's what I mean about, the women's being taught how to take care of themselves is because their mama got pregnant when they was 13 years old and the daddy left them. So they was telling their kids, look, defend for yourself, because if you rely on a man, this what's going to happen to you, because I got pregnant when I was 13 and he left me. So I think that's what the generation have came when they say, I can do by myself.
I don't need a man. Right.
I don't need a man. So I think that's what coming. I want to clarify that guess when she says I was wrong, but I want to clarify it. When babies back in the 90s, babies having babies, your grandmama's partying with your daughter. Your daughter's partying with the mama. And I think that's what happened. And when they got pregnant and the men left them, that's when they say, hey, baby, defend for yourself. Because if you realize on a man, he ain't going to do nothing but leave you. And that's just point blank.
Y'all don't mind if I interject, because I'm going to tell you what happened that I find pretty powerful. It was a white lady named Gloria Steiner. She brought in all these, and I think a lot of blacks took grab of that and got very independent and said, we don't need no man. And I'm not going to elaborate on it, but Gloria Steiner came out and said, we don't need men for nothing. We could do it ourselves. And the whites went ahead and got married, like Bernard said. But at the same time, blacks heard it, and blacks say we don't need men.
And they put us in front.
And it was the women's right movement with Gloria Steiner. ZZ, I think I'm saying it right. You probably can remember it real well. You remember Gloria Steiner because she really influenced the black community, and black women was not like white women.
They recruited a lot of those black women. They were paid. Gloria Steinem was FBI.
Wow, see?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Don't forget about Oprah. Don't forget about Oprah. Don't forget about Oprah.
You right.
She's at the top.
Well, see, I think Oprah I think Oprah and Gail got something going on. They ain't gonna never
whatever they got going on.
Oprah
they have
is
going
no
on is
more
much bigger than their sexuality. The fact that they're brainwashing.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care what they do.
Jeezy, Oprah is no more than, what's the word I'm looking for? A white middle class audience. That's who she appealed to. She almost is considered white upper middle class. I hate to say that, but
and while they're telling you, you know, it's just like getting advice from a married woman getting advice from a single woman. You know, you don't do that. You know, because see, here it is. Y'all are telling people, oh, you don't need a man. You don't have to do this. All they want you to be is barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. But meanwhile, you know, they're at their house. They can pay all their bills. They can. They got Stedman in the corner. You know, I mean, or
in the
different
closet.
types of Stedmans. You know, but they're not telling you that when they go to bed, they wonder who's going to be there with them at the end of their life.
Yeah.
You know, because even though, you know, I you know, I'm a 6-figure chick, but I think about, you know, my latest battle with illness has caused me, you know, really caused me. I was thinking about it a lot earlier, but I started really thinking about, I'm over here in Texas. I don't have chick nor child, nothing but a dog. And if something was to happen to me, who do I really have? I mean, I can, you know, I can pay somebody to come check on me, but it's nothing like being in a stable relationship where this person is here, not because you pay them to be, but because
they want to be.
They want to be.
Want to be.
Son, listen, that is one of, you know, you say a lot of things, and that is very compelling what you just say. And that's the downside of you don't develop a family, a relationship, because when you get certain ages, you take care of each other. And that's the key. And I commend Bernard. He got his daughters because he created a family. He married 37 years. And he do turn to his daughters and his family because those are his. They take care of each other. They're gonna look out for dad now. And I want to thank you for sharing that compelling story. It took your illness to make you really look at things the way it was. I have to compliment you because my wife was really sick since July, and she's coming around a little bit. But I sort of took care of her and my sister because she created family when she was younger, and now the family step up. My son, my daughter, and see that's important. When you sacrifice, when you sacrifice the family for career to make money and a master's degree, when you get 40 and 50, you know, you can find a husband, but it's not going to be as easy.
Yeah,
and
you know, so
I'm giving my opinion. I can be wrong.
Yeah, you're right, Charlie. Though you definitely right.
Yeah, you absolutely. And I want to say this here: if people don't watch our Black Media Network, our shows, they done lost their mind because we keep it real. I'm telling you, on the Rabble Wednesday night, all our shows, we keep it real. If you sitting home right now, and if you ain't looking at our Black Media, something's wrong with you at the end of the day, because we got great young ladies, great men, and we keeping it real with y'all. And we broke it down to you about when you go in the polls and vote, make sure you vote for the right person. Don't matter what color it is.
That's correct.
And I thank y'all for breaking it down to me when you're saying the alderman and the city manager and everything like that, because people really don't know. Now you know. So if you go in there and make a mistake and vote for the wrong person, you can't blame us.
Exactly.
And sometimes we do vote for the wrong people because when a person razzle and dazzle you and got a lot of fluff, and that person who you consider boring, that person move kind of slow, that person can be better for you because it's not about him or her. It's about the community. The one who razzle and dazzle you, it's about him or her. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And trust me, please. Donald Trump don't even know his name. Do not let this man fool you. He don't care about nobody but Donald Trump. He don't even care about his own kids. He throw his own kids off the bus. Donald Trump cares about Donald Trump. His daddy left him $450 million to start a company. He done ran through that. Donald Trump is he only care about himself. It ain't got nothing to do with color. He care about him, and his downfall gonna come because of his gutless ass.
Yeah, but you know, Messy, I keep hearing a lot over here in Texas. I keep hearing a lot of black men talk about, well, Biden is prejudiced too, and this, that, and but every time I add, I mean, there's not, you know, and my thing is this: there is not a white man in America born during the time that Biden and Trump was born that hadn't used the N-word.
Of course.
That hadn't, you know, done things intentionally just based on the color of the person that they were dealing with. There's you I don't care who, even if they're a rabbi in church, there's none of them that can say, I have never been discriminatory. But the one thing that I ask these black men is, tell me how Trump's presidency, the last one, positively impacted you.
Well,
if you can tell me that,
let me say this, and this is where I had to have a cutoff. Well, I never was going to vote for Trump, but I tell y'all every week, people are selfish right now. People are thinking about their pocketbooks, which I think is very selfish. When you think about a felon being in the White House, he can't get security. Look, he don't even have your security clearance, Chandra. He doesn't get security briefings, and he can't go in certain countries. And think
it's Robert, it's 40 countries.
Hold on, Mr. Brown.
I was just telling you, it's 40 countries.
Hold on.
It's 40 countries he won't be able to go to.
Right.
40. Hold on. You mean
let him
you mean to tell me the leader of the free world, of the biggest nation, the most prosperous nation, is a convicted felon? How damn dumb are we gonna be?
Does that mean the other guy is good for us?
You're right.
I'm not saying he's good for us. Do you want a convicted felon as your president? But you got
some
hold on,
people
watch
that
this.
I know that
Hold on. If that's the case, then free every convicted black male today.
Yeah.
And stop making them have to check the damn box.
Yeah.
Because
there you go.
If the leader of the free world, the greatest nation in, you know, we call ourselves the greatest nation.
Right.
Can be
China is now.
Can be a convicted felon, but yet every day in America, there are people that go and apply for jobs.
Yes.
My job. That's my job.
They already convicted and stuff.
They can't get based on their merits. Based on their merits, they know how to do the job, Cozy. But based on the fact that they have had a misdemeanor, a felony,
a big stamp on their head.
Yes.
Come on.
They're automatically, unless they know somebody that knows somebody.
They walk
they're
around like
automatically sealed with a scarlet letter, and it says "Do not hire."
Yeah.
And
come
that's
on.
the reason why they can only get jobs in these damn warehouses
and trucking,
and you know, Target and all these places.
It's almost a form of slavery.
It is.
That's slavery.
I'm telling you, they got a whole section Robert, I wasn't interrupting you. Now I should have just waited. It's 40 countries. I got the list of countries he cannot go into. 40.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Donald Trump did not invent racism.
No.
But he certainly made it fashionable. I ride down Abercrombie Street in Savannah now, and for a time, white look at me, and we'll just look at each other sort of peaceful. Now, white boys and white girls, what are you looking at? They want to jump on
your
me.
mama. That's
He made it fashionable, and it's back to stay. Donald Trump did not help them like he lied about the HBCU. What he did do, he is a total train wreck.
Yeah. But my thing is too now, America, don't get it twisted. Don't let Donald Trump get your you know what will. The same thing happened in Alabama over there in that boat. Don't get it twisted, y'all.
Yeah,
August
the 5th is the first anniversary, just in case y'all want to put some stuff.
And we
on
lost
the grill
momentum after that. That
That's
was
it.
a perfect opportunity for us to keep that momentum going.
There you go. Don't get it twisted now. Don't let Donald Trump get how did mama say? I asked that your check can't cash. So y'all better watch it. Watch who you talk to, because at the end of the day, you follow that fool, then hey, that's all I gotta say now.
You get what you get. Bernard, Bernard, I don't normally try to correct anyone other than my good friend Jewish, but I'm gonna say this: is don't write a check that you will be able to cash.
There you go.
Don't write a check with your mouth that your ass can't catch.
I just thought I'd help you. Can't you be in a setting with a group of people? You don't want to use the action part. You can say, keep on all that smack. Don't write a check. You can't cash.
Right.
That's what it was.
My new thing is F around and find out.
F around
There
and
you
find
go.
out.
Yeah. Hey, one thing about us now, we can't get along, okay? But we ain't gonna stand around and let y'all mess with somebody. Trust me on that. Y'all, hey, facts. 100% facts.
This is, and so when it comes down to the Biden administration, I do not feel that we have done enough to hold them accountable for the things
we have
we
not.
do want.
No, we have not.
And being a Democrat and hiring a couple of black people, hiring a couple of LGBT people in your office, does not mean that you have done right by me. Because I still have a son that is 39 and a son that is 18.
Wow.
That I'm afraid, and I'm more afraid for my son that's 39 when he's in America and he's gone off to several wars in the last 20 years.
Wow.
But I'm more afraid when he is just there in Savannah than any other time. And it's bad when you would rather send your child off to war feeling like he'll come home from war, but he might not survive Savannah
City Market.
Yeah. And or when my this son, because he was racially profiled the other night right here in Texas, the police officer just rode behind him for 3 miles at night. And then they finally just pulled him over, but it was not a pullover for a reason, and asked all of them to roll down their windows. The reason why he pulled them over is because it was 3 black boys in a new model car driving at 12 o'clock at night. And
That's
when
enough.
still situations that go on.
Mhm.
And if my son didn't have the right frame of mind
to stay
you know,
cool,
to just stay cool, because just like I tell him, we can fight it through our lawyer,
yeah,
but I can't fight it if you're dead.
right. So stay cool.
You know, so
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yeah.
I said, because see, what I'm going to want to know on the 11th is, why did you drive behind him for 3 whole miles and then pull him over, saying that he didn't stop at a stoplight? It's 12 o'clock at night and it was a right-hand turn. It wasn't a left-hand turn. It was a right-hand turn. He yielded. It was no sign that said, don't,
right.
No turn on red or
Right.
anything like that. You just wanted to stop them. So what is the common denominator in you driving 3 miles behind them and then deciding to pull them over? They were black.
Yeah.
That's enough. That's enough.
And
that's
as
crime
long
right
as
there.
that is the biggest threat to our young black men, that's one of the top 10 threats of our young black men and women.
They
You
are
know,
public
being black.
enemy number one.
Yeah.
You know, public enemy number one.
Yes. So
and you
if
know
the
what? You
police-
want to know why? Sorry to cut your wisdom. You want to know why they're public enemy number one? My opinion. What do our young black men have that's black and hard and shoots? What do they have on their body that's black, hard, and shoots?
Well, everybody ain't riding around with guns, though, Cozy.
I'm not talking about a gun. I said,
Behave,
what's on their
Bernard,
body?
you can't answer this.
I'm talking about an appendage. What do they have that's black, hard, and shoots?
Bernard, don't you answer
I
that.
said mouth.
Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
To
Yes, right. So,
yeah.
and because of the genetic material that comes from his appendage, he can genetically annihilate any other group or race in the world. Okay?
Because
hold on, let me finish this. Let me finish. Now, to equalize it, and that's a key word, what does the white man have that's hard, black, and shoots?
Yeah.
A gun.
Yeah. There you go. A gun. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which one is more deadly? Killing one of us one day at a time, or annihilating your whole family for 8 to 10 generations?
Yeah.
Which one is more powerful?
Yeah.
They will always be public enemy number one. That big phallic symbol thing you see in the monument in DC and all over the world, what does that represent? The phallic symbol.
Wow,
They are enamored with the black man's phallic symbol. They worship it. When they will hang us and do all sorts of things, the one that, because they would take like the ear, this one would win the nose, that one would win the fingers, but the one that won the pizzle, that was the winner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Many times you
You're right.
saw our men. Many times you saw them. Many
Wow.
times you saw them hanging from trees with their pants pulled down.
Wow.
They can't take their minds off of our black men. They can't.
Yeah. And that's true. That's
I
true.
know it's true.
And it's like a rainbow. Hey, our family is a rainbow coalition. We got black, Puerto Rican, Asian, white, Mexican. Because you know why? Because black man just go all over the place. Period.
Yeah, but once he goes and he shoots, he creates black.
Right.
Right?
Where's Robert?
Period.
I'm right here.
Period.
You gotta go to the next
color
agenda.
black
This is
alone
great.
is
Hey,
personal
give me a
hype.
real.
Hey, the number one rise is biracial babies in the world.
Ain't no such thing as biracial.
Biracial,
There's no such
where
thing.
we got white.
Ain't no
we
such
got
thing as
black. This
biracial.
is
What?
period.
Once the black touch him,
That's
it's
it.
black.
That's
He's
black.
Ohio.
That's it.
They're black.
No
Yeah.
such thing as biracial.
Tiger Woods call himself Aborigine or whatever he calls
Yeah,
himself.
Cablinasian or something like that.
Yes, he's black.
And guess what the police wrote on the report? Black.
Yeah.
I
Tiger
think,
Woods.
ladies and gentlemen, I think
Yeah.
we got
I done got horny now.
We go off
I
the
need
air.
to go to the
Robert.
club.
Oh Lord! Oh
now.
my Lord!
got me
Lord,
horny.
Lord.
Robert, we got 2 more subjects before we go off the air. I
Hey,
think.
Mr. Brown. Well, let me give a shout out real quick.
I see 138.
It's 138, sir.
Mr. Brown, let me ask you about this restaurant because I want to give a shout out to the restaurant. They're not supported yet, but
Okay.
on Get You Road, you pass Planet Fitness, right? On your left, you go down, you pass the Savannah Hotel, the 3-level hotel with the blue one.
Mhm.
Right there, going into Blossom Street. It's a convenience store. It's them these two brothers there, and they father son. They got this rib shack. Y'all gotta check them out.
What's the
Are
name
they
of
better?
it?
What's the name of it?
Let me see. I don't know the name
Are
of
they
them.
better than the place over there on Randy's?
I ain't gonna say they're better, but they're good.
They got good quality ribs.
3830
Tell
Ogeechee Road.
y'all is
Oh
that
man,
I've been riding with Randy.
Okay.
3830. I think that's right. Yeah, 3830 Ogeechee Road, right there, Blossom.
Good.
And Ogeechee. Yeah, you gotta try them out.
Okay, I'm remember, but and the name of them is.
They don't really have a name. It's just go to that store. It's a hole in the wall.
I got you.
You know about that song, going to the hole in the wall. That's how you got
Those
the
are-
going to the hole in the wall.
I know where it's before you get to the El Cheapo.
Yeah, right. There you go. Right before you get there.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah.
Man, y'all, you got to shout out to them.
Robert, we got I think one subject before we can
Yeah,
end
but
up. We can
I tell
talk
you
about.
what, Mr. Brown, you tell us one of the things I think one of the things I want, and I want your opinion, and Bernard and the ladies on this. One of the things I really want to do in Savannah, and I think we should do in every community, is to look at our elderly black elders who are black males in the community. Yourself, Leonard Small, Jerome Irwin, and just sit back and let's have our young people, middle-aged people, just sitting there and just talk about how do you, because you all have been through some things. I was sitting many times with my dad and we have a conversation, but I think there's a time and a place to sit back and have intentional conversations with the elders and the young people and middle-aged people, because we don't pass the stories along. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think we need to sit down and if they're willing to listen, you got to have them be willing to listen, and we got to sort of meet them in the middle of the road. You know, if they want
need
to
to be
put
heard.
some input, they want to put some input in. Go ahead, because they use a lot of new technology. And for instance, when I was 11 and a half years old, I got put in jail. Civil rights got thrown in the back of a cruiser, packed in, went down to the jailhouse on Habersham and Oglethorpe and put in a cell. And at that time, it was Sidney Bond was the chief of policemen. I was 11 and a half, I think, or 12. And I thought it was interesting. It was 3 a.m. in the morning. He looked under a particular bunk and saw me under the bottom of the bunk. And he said to one of the sergeants, "What is he doing in there?" And he had me to come out the cell. And guess what he did with me? He had them to take me downstairs at 3 in the morning and say, "Go home." Can you believe it was on Oglethorpe? I was just fortunate that I lived on Park Avenue between Abercorn and Lincoln in the 200 block, but I still had to walk, scared to death at 3 o'clock in the morning, all the way down Habersham Street till I got to Park Avenue, and then, take a right and went home. And my mama said, "Where you been?" I told her I was in jail, and she was completely blown by it and ain't thought nothing of it. Yeah. That man put me out at 3 o'clock in the morning and said, "Go home." Yeah.
Wow.
So I can tell young people, I can
Yeah.
tell young people stories like that and let them know what civil rights was all about. We really deep down, Malcolm X was right. He said, we don't have to necessarily be together. We just want the same access and the equals to the books and everything like others, because we got secondary books. I can remember my books had Anderson Street School, Henry Street School, all was in my books. After they had it 2 or 3 years, we got it. So that made us behind.
Yeah.
And why is that important? Because at 3 o'clock in the morning in a segregated South, you could have jail.
I know. And I think his heart was there. He didn't care. Say, run the boy home. I was 11 and I was skinny. I probably wore lucky 75 pounds. And I was walking down the street. I was so scared, but it wasn't that many people out on the street at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, but I was afraid.
But like you said earlier, and you know, I deal with a lot of young people, but if we're gonna bring the young people to the table, or we gonna bring the older people to the table, we got to listen to them.
Yeah.
They bringing up is totally different than ours. You know what I'm saying? They got social media, they got Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, they got all this him. It's some brilliant young black man, black women that got great ideas. It's just that we maybe have to tone down and listen. At the end of the day, let me give you a question this here. What have changed 500 years ago? What have changed? With us in charge, what have changed? Not a damn thing. So now, why don't we listen to them and say, okay, you know what? Let's go to the next level. If it wasn't for social media, Instagram, and all that, man, they wouldn't be putting no money in my bank account. Shit, my daughters them told me how to get it right. And I listened to them. We just got to listen to them. Even though we may have bump head, let's try it their way. Just a little bit.
No, we have to come to the table and actually we have to listen, and we have to listen to their new viewpoint.
Yes.
I mean, if we gonna respect, if they want us to what I'm saying, if we want respect for them, we have to respect them too. And hear what they have to say. That is the common ground, you know. And I know y'all get tired of hearing me saying it. I think when community fails, when people fail, there are only 2 key reasons: lack of information and lack of knowledge. The mind is like a parachute. It only works when it opens. Keep what you need and let the rest go. God give you 2 ears and 1 mouth. So listen sometimes to what the young people have to say, because they are the future too. You want to share the history, but you want to understand how we moving forward, because they will be moving forward. You will not be moving forward.
Yeah.
They need to be heard.
They need to be heard.
Wow. Why do people fail?
Lack of information and lack of knowledge.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? My grandmama always told me, say, son, I have never seen nobody was born being prejudiced. Prejudice being taught.
Yes.
That's correct.
Period. That's in every place.
That's
you know what I'm saying? To each his own. Like I say, until we focus on number one, our community. Stop worrying about everybody else's community and focus on our community. We will be okay. We will be okay. I don't care who the damn president of the United States is. If we come together and focus on us and stop trying to take us down, we will be okay.
I got a question I'm going to ask someone. Where's the great moderator? Is he off tonight, or what's going on?
Well, I fired him.
No, he told me he was somewhere he was at.
I don't think he's probably out engaged in whatever, but if you fired him, I'm vice president, so I guess I'll take over.
You the leader.
That means I got to fire you too.
Yeah, well, I'll take over tonight as CEO. Whoever put the agenda together, I think it was some good topics.
We got one more to go. We got one more to go, y'all. And before we go tonight, let me
But
play
the
this
agenda so far been good topic, and I thought everyone got the opportunity to flow.
Yeah, here we go, y'all. So let's listen to this real quick. I think you all saw earlier today that Joe Biden got tired of them raggedy Republicans, and here we go.
Biden signed an executive order that shuts down asylum claims once they reach a certain level. Our own Julia Ainsley has all the details.
Down here in McAllen, a border town in Texas, a lot of things are continuing as usual. You can see that just behind me at this bus station, migrants are still boarding these buses and going to other places in the country. What will change, effective today, is that more migrants come across illegally, effectively crossing the Rio Grande River and going to turn themselves into Border Patrol. They will not be eligible for asylum unless they can prove that they somehow meet a higher standard. If they can prove that they would face a high likelihood of torture upon return, if they have an acute medical need here, if they're an unaccompanied child, for example, these are all ways that they could be exceptions to the rule. But otherwise, they cannot get asylum if they cross the border illegally. This is actually a page from President Trump's playbook and one that was enjoined by the courts under that administration. And so we can expect to see very swift action from immigration advocacy organizations like ACLU and others who will challenge this in court. Another practical problem with this, I'm told by Border Patrol agents, is that ICE and Border Patrol lack the manpower to put this into place. They will have to deport anyone who is not eligible, and there will be so many people who will not be eligible for asylum now, and they lack the space to hold them in CBP facilities and ICE facilities, and they lack the number of airplanes to deport them. Furthermore, a huge, fast-growing nationality coming across the border are Venezuelans, and Venezuela in large part refuses to take back any of its nationals who are being deported from the United States, which would create a huge problem for the way this is supposed to go. But for those who still want to cross legally, they can continue to do so. They can make an appointment through the CBP One app. They can go through a legal port of entry, and life will continue for them. This is all part of the Biden administration's strategy to try to make it harder to cross illegally and open up more pathways to cross legally. Of course, we are hearing from some Republicans today who are saying it's too little, too late.
And one might say, what have they done?
All right, what have they done? Mr. Brown and Mr. Brown. Messy
You know
Brown
what?
and look, Smart Brown and Messy Brown.
You know what? Let me tell you what's going on here. If you look at the poll and you look at the numbers, you look at Joe Biden number and you look at Donald Trump number. Donald Trump wanted to close, nobody come over there, right? So the Biden group, and you got to give him a little credit of what he just did. He did that so he can get more votes, so he can push the number up at the end of the day. And so if you look at it that way, okay. But my thing is this here. I ain't gonna say too little, too late, but you can't let people come in here, man, like that and just do whatever they want to do in this country and kill people. But I'm telling you one thing about them, and I ain't talking about the Mexican, but they American Mexican now. They done picked up. One time we used to let them fix our window for $20. Now they say shit, they coming to fix for $500. I'm like, good Lord, man. Y'all done stepped up, boy.
But they do great work. They do great work.
I know it. I'm like, damn, but they done got smart now. It's a hell with all that cheap labor.
I'm going to just make it short and sweet. I think if Donald Trump playbook did work and he looked at it and he is flexible enough to say that did work, why don't I give that a try? In spite of our indifference, we work together to make it work. And now it just wouldn't be open season. And he's owning up to the fact I made a mistake the way I've been handling it. And now I'm saying that the way Donald Trump might have done it, it's working. So we're going to do it that way. And it's nothing wrong with saying sometimes you're wrong about something. And Joe Biden was wrong the way he opened it up and didn't have no regulation. And he putting something in play now. So we still, and like you said, Bernard, it's not a little too late. No, he realized his way was not working. So that lady said he took a playbook from Donald Trump. And what's wrong with that? If it worked, it worked.
Yeah.
That's my opinion now. You know, some people might disagree, but.
Go ahead, Cozy.
I'm sorry. I'm busy looking at the comments.
I have nothing.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, Robert ain't on his job, man. We ain't seen up but 3 comments the whole night, ain't it?
Yeah, they ain't commenting no more. They all say they anti y'all intellectually. They're feeling y'all.
I saw a comment about something I did or whatever.
Nah, hey, you know what? People don't like to hear the truth. When they hear the truth and we start talking, they tune out. But it's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Brown, before we go, your favorite was second grade teacher just turned 93 this week.
No, she was my 4th grade teacher.
Well, whatever it was.
No, whatever. If you're going to do it right, yes, do it correct. Mrs. Bryant turned how old now?
93.
93.
Yeah.
Cozy, when I was in the 4th grade, there was this great-looking teacher came in the classroom, and it happened to be his mother, which at the time I did not, he wasn't even born yet.
Well,
right. And I felt in the 4th grade, she was so pretty. Miss Bryant was one of the prettiest teachers I ever had. I was only 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, but none of my other teachers looked quite like her. She had really long hair down to her shoulders, and I went, whoa. My heart went like this. Watch this. But and then what's interesting, when I got promoted to the 6th grade, see Miss Bryant right there? When I got in the 6th grade and joined the Boy Scout, guess who became my scoutmaster?
Her husband.
That's correct, Mr. Bryant. I never connect the two. And one day she came to bring him something when he had a Boy Scout meeting.
You thought she was coming to see you?
No, she didn't. He came down the step at Asbury Methodist Church on Abercorn. That's where the Troop 2747 was at. And I went, Miss Bryant, like that, because I was shocked to see her. And he went, where you know my wife? I said, that was my teacher. That was my teacher. And she remember my name. She went say, that's Charlie, like that. And
nice.
She talked to me, and that's when I found out Mr. Bryant and her was married. Isn't that interesting how they put a chapter in my life, the 4th grade and a Boy Scout. And I still remember, all my honor, I'll do my best to do my duty as a scout.
So that's why you got that knot on. That's why you got that knot on your head.
But you know what? Daddy was one of the only Black Eagle Scouts in the city. And I tell people now, watch how history works, Bernard. The reason I know how to cook, this is simple but real. The reason I know how to cook grits is because of Daddy. Daddy learned how to cook grits from WW Law.
Yeah.
Lester Johnson, Daddy, was an Eagle Scout as well.
Yeah.
One fit.
The attorney, who's the city.
Who taught out? He's a Q. Who taught out that?
Right. His daddy was a college professor.
Yeah, out of Dr.
Johnson. Yeah. But our attorney, he is assistant city attorney and assistant board of education attorney. His father was an Eagle Scout as well.
Yeah, I went to school with Khalil.
Yeah. I want to say this to you, RG. You got to be the most strongest, forgiving person in Savannah, Georgia. Because all the things that you going through with those fools down there, man, I would have been in prison right now.
Let me tell you something.
I
tell people, I'm not one. Well, I used to be one in my 20s, but this is real. We don't choose how people treat us. We choose how we respond. But there will come a day when you got to stand before God and you got to answer to God for what you did to people.
You know,
and when you get there, that's on you.
You know what I found? You know what I find interesting about him, Cozy, and I share this with you. Robert is a PhD. Robert he worked for Clemson. He still worked for Clemson?
No, I took over Mama's daytime care. So
okay. Well, I mean, this guy don't talk at you. He talks to you. And as a PhD, a lot of PhDs talk at you because their nose are up because you have to do a lot of work to earn a PhD. It just ain't gonna give it to you, you know. A lot of these people who claim they have PhDs, they should have a name by. So I have a secondary PhD, but the ones that he earned is
they're not honorary.
Right.
They're not honorary.
No, not honorary. What I'm saying, there are a lot of honorary. I'm saying and I'm not trying to threaten no ministry, nobody, please don't hold me wrong.
Right.
It's a different type PhDs. That's what I'm saying.
We put a little bit of work on that thing.
Yeah. And guess what, Cozy?
Yes.
You did not know I have a PhD, and you can get one too. And guess how?
How?
Pray hard daily. PhD.
And I do.
Pray hard daily.
And I do.
I'm glad he didn't say all night long.
Bernard, quit.
That too.
You know, Bernard, you know, I don't last for 2 minutes. I mean,
believe that,
is, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all see what that is?
What is that? That's the Washington Monument.
It's a phallic symbol.
Oh.
Y'all know Maggie? You know Maggie Samuels?
No.
No.
Wow. I'm now tuned. Wow.
Listen, I tell you what, next time you riding around downtown, I wish my camera would grab this better. But you know what the monument looks like.
Yeah.
You're going to see them all over the South. And every time you see one, you're going to say, she's right. They are enamored with the black man's phallic symbol. This is right out of Egypt. And they're all over the world. They won't tell you that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh? Yes. This city was the first city. Are we over our time?
We get, and it's
just know that this city was the first city laid out in Masonic form before Oglethorpe got here.
Wow.
Yes, this is a Masonic.
I think we can say, thank you for sharing that. I think Robert can say good night and we can have under 2 minutes.
Yeah, all right. We're getting out of here. See y'all next week now.
All right, y'all be good.
Good night.